It's your boy, Dustin from the Flying Chairs, The Rise Podcast. And today, oh shit, you won't believe it. I got Natalie here with me. And this girl is the shit. She's a Bigfoot hunter and researcher and everything underneath the sun of the paranormal. She's dabbled in. And I was just blown away when I ran into her on Facebook and she had all this cool shit and she's at the convention. She's making a name for herself. I'm like, fuck. I gotta have her on my podcast. I had to get to know her, and I love her energy so far. Before we talked, I was like, "Shit, here we go." So, Natalie, can you tell us where you grew up and how you found yourself in the field of the paranormal?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on. This is so cool. I love it. So, and I love your energy too. This is
Thank you.
Making my day. But thank you so much. So, I grew up in West Virginia, and so very rural area, steel town. And so I started experiencing paranormal activity when I was about 3 years old. I saw my great grandmother who had been passed for many years, and I ran to her in front of my whole family going, Grandma Hannah, Grandma Hannah. And they're like, what?
Huh.
She had been dead for like years. So but she always has watched over me. And she
cool.
also appeared again when I was 13. She appeared at the foot of my bed just to make sure I was okay. Because I was going through some stuff. You know, the shit that you go through when you're a teenager and preteen, it could be some bad stuff. So she was standing at the foot of my bed, cute as a button, her little bun on top of her head, her little house dress. And she's just making sure I was okay. I was like, thanks. But I always, really experienced paranormal activity, and both good and bad. There were some really negative energies around me and then some positive energies. So I had a lot of both. And some of it scared me growing up. And then some was like, I'm not sure about this. So as I got older, I realized that I'm able to set boundaries. I'm able to take control of my energy and the energy around me. Yeah. And once I learned that, then I learned more about the paranormal side, as in the spirits and what their needs are. And many of them just want their voice heard. And then, my fear went to concern and maybe a little sadness, because they need a voice. And I'm now, you know what, I can be your voice if you need me to be. And so I have done a lot of investigations. I have gone to asylums and to museums and homes and in different places, and even the forests. And whatever value that I can add is phenomenal. Now, growing up in West Virginia, I always heard about Bigfoot, and Appalachia, the whole state is in the Appalachian Mountains. And, you always hear, close your blinds at night, don't open the door, you hear whistles, just get out of the forest, all the stuff. So when we heard about Bigfoot, we all laughed and said, that's just the parents lying to us just to keep us out of the forest. So we thought nothing of it. We're like, okay. So lo and behold, I moved to Florida, and there was a Bigfoot report on the news. There was a sighting in the Ocala National Forest, which is in the central part of the state. And I'm going, this is real? I'm like, what? So then when things like that happen, my OCD kicks in, and I've got to go and I got to investigate, and I've got to read books, and I've got to watch interviews and podcasts and, whatever is out there. And then around that time, Finding Bigfoot came out, and I probably watched every episode at least 15 times.
I used to watch that show too a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I started watching Expedition Bigfoot, and then whatever documentary was out there, I watched. So it wasn't until 2024 did I really dive in, because up until then I was, businesswoman, mom. I really couldn't go out in the forest for a weekend. Yeah, my kids are, of course, older now, and I have the availability.
Yes.
So now I really just dove in. I first attended a conference in Ocala. So cool. Met the greatest people in the world there.
Aren't they?
Unbelievable. Yeah. And for those out there that don't attend conferences, you are missing out.
Yeah, you are.
Just talking to other people.
So many cool people. Yeah, they're into the same
vendors,
things.
Speakers, really people that experience stuff, and also that have pictures and casts, and you can really, they'll tell you their, what they experienced, and others there, the guests there, they'll tell you about their experiences. So it's so cool. I got to meet Adam Davis, who is now profound in my life. He has set the trajectory of what has happened since then, because I met him amongst many others, and we stayed in touch. I was boots on the ground after that. I was going all
Cool.
over
That's
Florida,
dope. Yeah.
really just diving in. I did something that nobody out there should do, just letting you know. I did a solo camping weekend in the
Oh,
Everglades.
oh my God.
Yeah. And so I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it upright. So I brought my bear spray and I
Yeah.
had
Good.
my knife, and I went out, and there was only one other camper, and they were way, way far away. And so I made sure that I stayed really calm and, made myself look vulnerable. And about 1:30 in the morning, I started hearing things. I heard a chirp, and I'm like, that's not normal. And then I heard footsteps beside my tent. And then what sounded like a toddler trying to talk.
Huh.
And what it was is a male Florida panther in heat.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I was like,
Shit.
oh shit. So I'm thinking to myself, he found a cougar in a tent and was
Yeah, I
going
was
to
to
take
say,
it out.
like, yeah, I was about to say that.
So, because a lot of times people think, oh, it's a Bigfoot, or it's a skunk ape. Not all the time, is it? Because you're going out there there's a ton of
Tons
animals
of,
out there, and
yeah,
especially Florida, there's predators everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah.
So a month later, I went back down there, and again, middle of the night, probably about 2 o'clock in the morning, this owl started to make noise, but it was a weird noise.
Hmm.
And then I heard these weird sounds out in the swamp. And these two things, I don't know what they were talking back and forth to one another. And I researched all the animals in the Everglades and the sounds that they make and could not find it.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I'm going, all right, okay, they're there. And so then I went and did an investigation in the Ocala National Forest many times, but this one time we got an amazing response. It was about, again, middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
We walked down past these Indian mounds to the water,
Mm.
and all of a sudden, across the land across the river, you heard two whoops, a wood knock, and a scream.
Ooh.
And I'm going, and I nothing on the therm, nothing.
Huh.
But you knew that they were there. Now you can't cross the river because there's gators in there, and the gators started growling at us. So I'm like, okay, we can't go across. We just have to sit here. And we sat there for an hour and nothing
Huh.
else happened.
Wow.
So there's some really cool stuff in Florida, but I
Hell
do
yeah.
like to dabble in other areas. Have you ever been to Florida?
I have been to Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
I
Did you do
drove
any
there.
investigation there?
No, no, no. This is long before. This is like when I
Oh,
was like
okay.
middle school or
Oh,
actually
okay.
high school, I should say.
Okay.
Um, no, I went
Yeah.
there with my aunt and uncle and my sister. We camped it on the beach. Camped on the beach in Pensacola. It was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
awesome. I've never been to the
Oh,
ocean before, and it's really
yeah.
pretty dope.
Really,
It
really
is.
beautiful area.
Now, I was gonna say about you mentioned the Native American mounds in that area. It reminded me of this Native American guy named John Two Birds, and
Hmm.
he talks deeply about the Sasquatch, and he talks about how to like. He's like, count next time you're out there into a certain spot, count the trees and like get a good picture in your mind of this area and count all the trees, like mark it down. And like next time you go later, you see some of the trees might be missing or gone. They're saying like those are the Sasquatches that know how to like, you know,
They blend
they
very well.
blend. Exactly. They blend into these
Yeah.
tall ass trees or things. And yeah,
Yeah.
so it makes you, they always say they're always watching you too, like from a
Yeah.
distance. And like, even like the theory that they're like, they are like the reminiscences of early man that got to evolve or over time where these extraterrestrials were taking these people or maybe them and themselves and, gene splicing and what we have today. But they avoided all that. Some of these people, some of these
Yeah.
giants and stuff like that. But yeah, it all twists into like all these crazy stories online. Native Americans have the best
Hmm.
stories.
Yeah, they
Um,
do.
yeah. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
here in
interact with any natives talking
yes.
about. Okay.
Yes. So down here, we have the Seminole Indian tribe and the Miccosukee Indian tribes.
Okay.
And so I've met with elders and
Oh, cool.
tribe members about their experiences, and they have all, I mean, it's just,
It's amazing.
it's a fact of life. They're
Yeah.
here.
They're here. Yeah.
It's a part
They
of their
acknowledge
tribe.
them.
They're absolutely, they're very well protected. They want to keep them protected.
Yes.
And so you have to be very respectful of the land and everything around that's on the land as well. And so really, to get to know these tribal members, and I had the privilege of spending a lot of time
That's and lucky
with
you.
them.
You're a white person that too, because they don't like
Yeah.
to tell their secrets and much of their culture to the outside. And
Yes.
I was actually
Yes.
I was actually blessed myself to have a Native American elder from Iowa, and he was talking about the Star People and his culture and stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so awesome that he was sharing that in his own experience with him and his wife getting like chased down by UFOs. And he's talking oh yeah, he honored me too by singing a song, a poetry song about a spider that he encountered, and it was kind of related to some star people too. But like again, it was so awesome. He was banging on the drums, singing. I'm like, my mind is just blown. Like this guy is sharing so much with me that like being an outsider again, like just the I don't know, just a friendly. Maybe because he's getting
Mhm.
old and he wants to spread the message. I have no idea. But again, I just thought this is amazing.
Is yeah, it's incredible. And
Yeah.
I feel so blessed and so honored
Yes. Me
to
too.
have those experiences because,
Yes.
like you said, a lot of people don't have that.
No.
And, to sit with them, in the Everglades or in the forest and to really just to get to know them. Because where I know the Miccosukee tribe is down in near the Everglades. And so it's just a beautiful area and what they endure. And then I know some of them like to wrestle alligators. And so they demonstrate that. And that is so much fun. If you ever get a chance to see that, it is amazing.
I'll show you a knife.
Yeah, right. That's not a knife.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. No, that's great. No, it's
Yeah.
that's amazing. There's people who do that for. There's the alligator hunters too. I think are in California because they're just invasive, aren't they? Just
So, well, the alligators are here, and then you have also the crocodiles. The
oh God,
crocodiles have moved in, and they're in
that's
South
scary.
Florida. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And so, of course, you have now boa constrictors, pythons down there as well. That is an invasive species, along with the
Iguanas.
iguanas.
Yeah.
Iguanas are everywhere.
Yeah.
And
People shoot
they're
them out of trees, don't they?
yeah, and I mean they can be mean. They can
Yeah.
draw blood. They can go after you sometimes.
Diseases,
And
maybe.
yeah, and they're very, very destructive.
Hmm.
My tortoise is
Oh, a
causing
little tortoise. What's his
yeah,
name?
Tortello.
Oh, sweet.
So that's Tortello. He's wanting out. So he was banging on his terrarium, like
Oh,
I
it's
need to
so
get let out.
cute.
So I just let him roam the
I'm a
house.
turtle lover myself.
Uh,
I had a Japanese Reeves turtle growing up.
oh,
And those are
cool.
beautiful, yeah. And I love tortoises because I love
Yeah.
they live almost forever.
Oh,
And you can
yes.
like pass it on to your kids. Like you have to take this for another 80 years.
Yes, I know. And I have two cats and a dog. And if
Does he
the
play well with
cat,
the cat?
yeah, they everybody gets along.
That's awesome.
In fact, so I will find them sitting at the sliding glass door, just watching outside because we have a lake back there, and they
Oh,
just sit
cool.
and watch things and watch the birds. And I mean, they're just like entertained. Like this is great.
Yeah. How much does that
Yeah.
turtle weigh?
Oh, not much.
Okay.
Maybe like a pound, a couple
How old do you
pounds. I
think it
mean,
might be?
he is about 5 years old right now.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's gonna be
Oh,
90,
he
90
he's gonna
plus or
be
more.
he's like, yeah, I'll go to your funeral. And then
And
yeah, he'll
then
be
your
a lot
kid's
shorter.
funeral.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's gnarly. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's why yeah, I would love to do that. I don't have any kids myself, but like if something like I could pass on, like
Hmm.
to know that like I don't know, like those tortoises that you see that were like back in the 1800s that lived up to like now almost. They went
Yeah.
through all that wars and all that change in
Yeah.
history and all the technology just passed through the life of that
And they're like,
tortoise.
we're still here.
Yeah, yeah,
We're still here.
yeah. Why
It's
haven't we figured
incredible.
out the genes that slow time down for them and other animals? I think
Yeah.
lobsters too, or another lobsters and jellyfish. I think
Yeah.
it's like
And there are some sharks in
yeah,
the Arctic that
yes,
live.
the green,
Yeah. They live
Greenland
for a
shark, Green
long,
Lake shark.
long time.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's
That,
amazing, right?
yeah. Yeah. So
Then
yeah.
then
Well,
we have Epstein trying to drink children's blood to stay
yeah, that's interesting.
young. Right?
That's interesting. You know, and yet I find myself, if in certain situations where, you know, is it really that bad? Because I know what I do as a hobby. I'm in the middle of the forest sometimes and it can get really scary out there. And
Oh,
I'm
sure,
like,
for
and
sure.
I look
There's
at,
humans out there.
you know,
They're the scariest thing.
oh, that and feral
Jesus.
people. Just
Yeah.
fucking feral people.
The
That scares me. It's not the Bigfoot or the Dog Man or the rakes or
yeah, right.
portals or UFOs or any
Yeah.
apparition. It's the
Yes.
feral people out there. And
Yes.
so I had the opportunity to go into Cades Cove at night after
Wow.
they closed. We did a
Oh.
paranormal investigation
Oh, cool. Okay.
in one of the churches. So it was a darker energy in that church, and we wanted to figure out why.
Okay.
And so we went out there, and the ranger goes, listen, he goes, here's a map. Here's where you're going to stay. He goes, up here in this area, and he circled. He goes, that's where the feral people are. Do
Mm.
not go up there. I'm like, so y'all know that they're there. He goes, oh yeah, we know they're there. They
Oh,
don't
fuck.
come down
Whoa.
because I don't know why they don't come down. I'm sure they have their ways, but they're like, you don't go up there. I'm
It's like
like,
incest.
noted,
uh,
noted.
the
Yeah, this
hills
guy
have
only knows.
eyes.
Yeah, and it's like cannibalism or
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, okay, I don't want any part of that. So we stayed exactly where we said that we would be.
Yeah.
We did the investigation, got wild feedback
Oh,
because
cool.
we did an investigation there months prior.
How many people are on your
And
team?
I'm sorry.
How many people are on your team?
So
I'm sorry.
Relic, there's normally like 4 or 5 people.
Okay, cool.
Normally. This time we went out with uh, David Regan and his
Okay.
wife Michelle, and they are with Paranormal 411.
Oh, cool.
And so we went out, they had their equipment. Greg, my producer, and I had ours, and ours is not elaborate like theirs. I mean,
Yeah.
he builds his own equipment,
Oh,
which
that's
is
cool.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so we end up, I asked them, do you remember me? And we got a solid yes on the spirit box. Like, yes, we do remember you. Because when I investigated before, it was a heavy energy and I couldn't figure out why. And then I was doing a session and I looked at the wall and I was like, there are people in here damaging the wall. They're writing their names, writing all the like graffiti and stuff in this church. I'm like, I bet you they're pissed off. I said, do you like this? Are you angry about this? And we got a solid bam knock. I was like, oh, that's a solid yes. Okay, they're mad. I was like, so we let the ranger know they're not happy about this. We told them that we would tell you, and if something can be done, that would be great. So we come back and they were a little leery to talk to us. So we said, okay, that's totally fine. We left the spirit box going. We walked outside because the graveyard is right behind the church. We'll just go out there and do an investigation out there and come back. No sooner did we get out of the church and move around the corner, we heard 2 men talking on the spirit box inside the church.
Oh, shit.
What, do you see that? Oh my God, you hearing that? Oh my God. Oh my God. We're freaking out. We're like, oh my God. So we go back in, they stop talking.
Mm.
And we're like, okay. We head back out again and we heard talking again, but then it sounded like footsteps.
Mm.
And we're like, you know what? Just we're gonna let that go. We had a collective decision. We're gonna let it go, let them do whatever that they want. We go out, and then we had disembodied voices. Hey, and like spirits, like you could tell that, on like the equipment, there were two stick figures,
Huh.
and they were like kind of like small stick figures that we could see on his
Right. I seen
equipment.
those. I seen that. Yeah.
And so I was like, oh my gosh. So we walked over, and it was two graves of children.
Oh shit.
And so they were watching us.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
then a storm, you could tell a storm started to move in. And so we went back inside. Still, the footsteps are nonstop going. I'm like, what is going on? So we walked back in the church, looked at his ghost box. His ghost box has an attached battery pack, and it goes with a cord that plugs into the battery pack. The cord was removed, the battery pack was pushed aside, and my backpack was thrown on the floor. And I'm going, they're not happy.
You're not happy. I was going to say that.
They are not happy we're here. So by that time, it was really late, and we're like, okay, we got to get out of here because,
That would just
they've got
freak
to
me out right
close.
there. I would just packed
Yeah.
up right there and go.
And so we were
after shooting
trying
me
to
like that.
talk to him some more. They weren't budging.
Yeah.
So I said, because I had my recorder going. So on the way out, we were playing the recording, and you heard the two men, but then when we came back in and went back out, a woman, a very stern woman, started talking and was very angry. And then all of a sudden you hear bam, and then all of a sudden it was just like, holy cow. So she must be an elder of the church, did
Wow.
not like us in there after hours, and was not having us listen to them.
Damn. Okay. The
I
fact
was
that
like,
anger of a ghost can actually, it makes you wonder how much. Remember the movie Ghost when
Yeah.
they're in that train station? He's in the train station and he runs into the other ghost, and he's just
Yes.
amazed that this ghost can just fling everything every which way, and he's like, I can't even touch nothing around here without going through it, And he's like, so he's begging the guy. He's like, "Can you help me? How the fuck are you doing this?" And he's like, "You gotta take all your energy in your mind and feel it right here in your stomach." And it's like, even
Yeah.
he's saying it takes a lot for a ghost to actually take in this other physical world that we live in now,
Yeah.
energy to do that. And I always think too, um, you ever heard of the stone tape theory?
No.
And this is kind of the paranormal world or the ghost world. And I just recently heard about this theory, and that's a theory. But the fact that when someone dies in a room, for say, and the soul leaves through the ceiling or the wall, it leaves an imprint. So when the living comes back into the room, they kind of see the last kind of clip. Because sometimes when you hear ghost stories, the ghost is doing the same exact thing in the same exact
Right.
spot. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yep.
it's like playing like a recorder, and it's like maddening to think that we could be trapped in that world too. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
And it could just be residual energy too.
That too. I'm saying it's like the fact that we have that's the stone tape theory, like the stones or the
Mhm.
concrete of whatever this area the energy passed through, it just kind of left its little mark behind. And we're as the people as the living, we're just seeing these marks everywhere, and we're just pretending, oh, it's a full-blown ghost doing every shit. I don't
Yeah.
know how it is,
Yeah.
but I just thought it was interesting to hear that theory
Yeah,
of like,
it really is because a lot of people were like, "Oh, I saw this, and this ghost comes out and moves from right to left and whatever." And it's like,
right,
okay, is that a loop? Is
is
that
that a loop?
residual energy? I just think it's residual energy. If you
Sure.
keep seeing, because that was a profound moment in which it left a mark in time.
Right.
And not all the time is it truly an apparition or a ghost. It's
No.
just
A
it's
splitter.
just an imprint. That's
Right.
all it is. Just over Christmas, my son got my daughter a vase to put her Lego flowers in.
Oh, I was thinking about
And
getting Lego flowers. That
yeah,
seems
so
dope, you know?
yeah, so
They
she
never
loves
die.
her Lego flowers, but she also loves to go to antique shops and go
Oh, cool.
thrifting because
Yeah.
she still wants to recycle. So he went to a thrift shop and got this beautiful vase. I was
Oh,
like,
sweet.
holy cow, well done. Well, there was an attachment.
Oh,
Yeah. So all of
poltergeist.
a sudden, I'm upstairs in a meeting. My daughter's downstairs and she has a video. My cat and my dog are sitting and just staring at the stairs. And my
Yeah,
cat's freaking out.
yeah.
And
They can see more.
and she takes the video. She's like, there's something going on. You need to get down here. So I was like, I stopped the meeting. I came downstairs and because I can feel spirit. I can feel their
Okay,
emotions.
cool.
I can feel it. So I came downstairs and I'm like, nothing. Now, when I came downstairs, the cat jumped and ran.
Oh, shit.
And I'm going, okay, that's not good because he never does that. And then I was like, okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, nothing down here. I went back upstairs and whatever happened, that spirit went into my bedroom.
Hmm.
So I shut the door and I'm like, listen, I'm like, I know you're an attachment. I know you're freaking out right now because you don't know where you're at. And I explained the whole thing. I said, you can't be here. You're freaking out my animals. You're freaking out my daughter. I'm like, so I'm going to ask you kindly to leave. And they left.
That's
It
cool.
was as easy as that because sometimes they came with the vase. That was their vase. And now it's like, oh, you're with somebody else. Okay. Okay. I got to go now. So it's just, they were just curious.
Should have told
And
that family in the poltergeist that
yeah,
in the beginning.
they're just a little, they're just, hey, what's going on? And sometimes spirits will pass through.
Mhm.
And if they find a house and a family that they're like, they look really cool and a lot of fun,
Yeah. It
they'll
reminds me of my
stay.
whole family or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me of my family, or I like their dog or whatever. They'll stay for a couple days and then just leave. We've had
Yeah.
that happen
Well,
many times.
and I like that woman, the psychic woman in the poltergeist, and her definition of how ghosts kind of remain on Earth is just like they just don't want to go to the light. They miss so many earthly pleasures and other things.
Mhm.
They just want to watch their families grow up. In that sense, I don't mind being a ghost of just watching my family grow up.
Right.
And if it'd be nice that if ghosts can talk to each other and relate to other things,
Yeah.
like it's another just plain world instead
Yeah.
of there's a theory of like there's a different theories of like going into that light,
Hmm.
if it's really heaven, if it's like recycling yourself, reincarnation,
Yes.
or it could be this trap. Because I heard I'm definitely not going to that motherfucking light. I want to go out into outer space. I'm gonna fly into different planets. No, because I heard it's like a trap too, where they're extraterrestrials are harvesting our souls. So once we do die and we look into the light and we hear family members, our mother, it's something we totally connect, or even if we have strong earthly pleasures that like knowing to go in the light will just restart everything. Or I don't know, or just, I don't know.
Yeah. We don't know. And
I
we
don't know. I'd
talk.
rather kind of stay around here. I might be a ghost.
Yeah, because I just had this conversation just this morning. It's
Oh,
like
really?
you truly don't know for a fact
No,
where you go.
no,
Now we have theories, we have thoughts, we have all kinds of stuff, but we, honest to God, don't know.
no.
Now, for me, I have had spirits pass and we've got them through and had them go to the other side, so to speak.
Sure,
And I felt their emotion while they were here and stuck here. And it was anguish and frustration and
sure, sure,
sadness. And once they saw, they're like, your family's waiting for you. See, they were elated.
sure.
They were overwhelmed with joy.
Right.
And then they went into the light to their family. And then it like all that
That's why I
heaviness
hope
went
I
away.
hope good things happen in the light.
Yeah.
Then again, being in this world of the paranormal, you do see the other side of things too, or like how
Yes.
all these other theories come about.
Right.
And it does make sense too. And some of these extraterrestrials are kidnapping people and telling them, "Yeah, we're doing this." You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm like, you could be the messenger. Holy
Yeah.
Christ!
So, I mean, we have a lot of things. And you talk about UFOs, extraterrestrials, and all of the different types of extraterrestrials that there
Right.
are. You have the paranormal side where you have spirits and apparitions and orbs and fairy lights. And then you have the cryptid side with a multitude of beings. The most
Yes.
popular, of course, is Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
I have
Yeah.
seen portals. I have physically witnessed a portal opening up
That's
and
awesome.
crawlers coming out.
Oh my God.
Yes, that was, that happened in Land Between the Lakes in Kentucky. And so that was an experience. So, a lot of times people want answers, and we go out looking for these answers, and we go out and investigate, and you see a UFO or you bring something in, or, you have this experience, and now all of a sudden your one question turned into 50.
Yeah.
Now I've got 50 questions.
Yeah.
So it keeps, and they truly are all connected.
It
And
is.
unfortunately, I did miss. I was supposed to go filming with a group at this haunted asylum
Oh, cool.
called Emmaus. It's just outside of St. Louis.
Mm.
Phenomenal place. So cool.
Mm.
And it's a haunted asylum, but on the property, way around the property, is all forest.
Mm.
There are cryptids out there, Bigfoot and
Yeah.
dog.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I got to see a 19-inch print.
Huh.
I was like, who
That's
made
crazy.
this?
Yeah.
And you saw the toes, you saw the
Whoa.
arch, you saw everything. And I took video,
That's cool.
measurements, everything. I'm like farming that out. I'm like to my whole group, I'm like, here, because I don't live there. I was there for a quick weekend just for, observation, but also they have UFOs there. You've
Yep.
got the trifecta.
Well,
So,
I heard there's a lot of cases where there's with Bigfoot sightings, there are orbs and there are portals and there are UFO sightings. It's
yeah,
like so it makes you wonder if they do kind of put this in front of humans to see what kind of reaction for maybe aliens entertainment or study or whatever the hell. Because
what? That's
you,
a great thought.
it just makes you
That's a
wonder.
great thought.
And then
Because,
there's another
because
I heard another story where a guy got really close to a Bigfoot and he had his rifle and he shot at it, and right when he shot at it, he turned to dust.
mm-hmm.
So it's like, whoa. So
Yeah.
it makes you really wonder, like, there's a thin line of interdimensional beings, and they could be part of this. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
know much about Iceland, and they have interdimensional beings with the elf people that look like the ones out of Lord of the Rings, the clean cut,
I
that just kind of look like walking
fully,
clouds and shit. Yeah.
yeah, I fully think, because what I have seen over the last year, 1 year ago, I thought Bigfoot was a living, breathing biological creature.
Yeah.
Now, no, I truly believe it is an interdimensional creature that
Yeah.
has abilities that I can't explain. I saw a Bigfoot walk behind my truck and disappear like that.
Yeah.
Thin air. This thing was massive, massive. The
Yeah.
bottom of his butt cheek was at the top of the bed of my truck.
Oh my God.
And I'm going, this thing was massive. I mean, massive. And I'm
Yes.
going, did I just see that? Did I
Yeah.
just witness that?
Yeah.
And of course, at that point in time, all of our batteries died. They zapped us. They zapped all of our electronic equipment. It was just, we were dead in the water.
Yeah.
But it was such a cool experience. But
That is
to
so
your
cool.
point, like, you see a portal open up, these creatures crawl out all lanky. You
Right.
have Bigfoot disappearing like that. You have orbs all around you, different colored orbs
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And then you're like, help me understand what is beyond this. Because we, as humans, are very ignorant
Yeah.
and arrogant. We think that what we see is everything, and it's not. There
No.
are so many other layers. There's so many other realms. There's so many other things that we can learn.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to go out there. And, somebody asked me, like, if you won the lottery, what would you do? I'm like, I would pack up all my camping gear and my equipment, and I would
Oh
go
shit.
to the LBL for about 3 months and study
That's awesome.
everything. I would go out every night and study and figure out what is going on.
Yeah. That's so cool. I was thinking of this other case too that really intrigued me because I love the physicalness of again, I think they're physical creatures that just have the abilities to go interdimensional. Or it might be certain spots in the forest where it's just thinner, where it can just go to the spot and just
Mhm.
get into it. I don't know. But
Yeah.
no, I was thinking about this case. I think you might know this case. You might have to help me out with the name of the guy. But I think it takes place in 1960 something, and he was sleeping camping. I don't know, is it Montana? I don't freaking know. Uh, he was camping and he was in a sleeping bag, and a Bigfoot just grabbed him in a sleeping bag and threw him over his shoulder and was walking out with him. And he was terrified. He was like, "Oh my God, what the fuck is happening?" And he noticed that this Bigfoot went up some cliffs because he just felt the wind blowing and shit. Like he just knew there was some elevation going on, knowing this Bigfoot's going
Oh my
upwards,
God.
And he's like, "Holy fuck!" And he takes him to this like cave area where there's other Bigfoots there, and you could definitely tell which ones were male and female, and they didn't speak any languages. Obviously, they were grunting. They're kind of the male one was trying to tell the human he wanted him to mate with his female Bigfoot. I'm not shitting you. So he was just like, huh?
Like what?
So, and he was trying to get out of the situation, trying to like escape, and he forgot he had some sniff or stuff, that tobacco shit that he
Yeah.
used to chew on or shit. He offered it to the Bigfoot that was watching over him, and the Bigfoot like ate it, and he just started choking on it. And she's like, "Ugh." He's just like
Oh my
started running.
God.
Then he ran out of the cave. He dipped and he escaped. But
That's
it
insane.
kind of reminds me of like I said earlier about like how their Bigfoots were just kind of the leftover people that evolved naturally, and that's how we would if you think about it. We're like humans. We need sunscreen. We're only race on this planet needs sunscreen.
And
It's
thinking about it, and I've heard
we're
another
reverse
theory.
engineer, reverse evolving,
Yeah,
if anything.
we are aliens.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
And
we
we
crash
were
landed
put
millions
here
of years
like
ago.
millions of years ago.
Yeah, we had to
The
start from scratch.
Bigfoot
Hmm.
and the cryptids were
They were
here
here. They
as
were
the
here. Yep.
original
Yep. 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 Yep.
beings, and
Yes.
here we are taking over. So
Because the
that,
aliens were taking these people for their to do some genetic splitting and
yeah,
made us as a slave race or whatever the fuck we are, just to be a project or a human zoo.
whatever we're here to do.
No, but again, it makes sense too. If they're interdimensional beings, it'd be harder to catch for an alien,
Yeah. And
right?
I mean, these things are, and of course you hear these reports out of Ohio recently, just this month, all these people, there's all these Bigfoot sightings. And so I get my stepson started texting me in the middle of the night with these reports because
Mhm.
he's in Ohio. He's like, "Oh my God, that's right near our house." I'm like, "Go out and find him." He's like, "No."
Yeah. Well, I live in Wisconsin, so we have Bigfoot and we have the Dog Man
Uh-huh.
and we have obviously we have the UFOs like crazy. I don't know
Yeah.
if you knew that three of our towns here in Wisconsin claim to be the UFO capital of the world.
I
They
did
have
not know that.
they have all three towns have yearly UFO parades by decorating up their cars like flying saucers and dressing up like aliens and reminiscing
Oh,
UFO stories. There's Elmwood, Belleville, and Dundee. And I'm sorry, Elmwood is the longest running one that's been doing it since the 1940s. And then I don't know
cool.
if you knew the very first UFO organization started with Cora Lorenzen and her husband Jim out in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. So that says a lot right there, APRO.
Wow.
So again,
So
like
it's a hot spot.
it's a hot spot, I'd say. And there's a there's a spot called Dundee Mountain here. It's a gigantic hill, but it was naturally made by like a raging river underneath the glacier because Wisconsin was the last glacier hold on the United States. But
Mm,
no, it's really interesting. They think that the natives call it Spirit Hill because there's weird phenomenon happening over and around this hill. That's UFO's been known to hover and just be flying over. Some of the locals think that there's a pyramid that's buried underneath.
I heard about that.
Okay, yeah. And
And
we
isn't
have
there a
we have
somebody built a
pyramids.
pyramid as a home,
Oh
either
yeah.
in Wisconsin or in Illinois? I can't
Oh,
remember
probably
which it
Wisconsin.
is. Probably Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. No, we have uh Lake Rock Lake at Lake Mills. It has 10 pyramids on the bottom of Rock Lake. And they're like elongated pyramids. When the first settlers came here, they found these things poking out of the water, and they're asking the natives, "What are these things?" And they're like, "These are the stone teepees of the ancient cultures that we don't know about because they're underwater." You know?
Holy
To
cow.
be telling them that back in the 1700s, like what the fuck?
They're like, I don't know.
I
I don't
think
know.
I might have a picture of like a scuba diver who went down there. Yeah, there's a guy named Frank Joseph who wrote 2 books about the pyramids. Oh, let's kind of zoom in there. So yeah, they're elongated and
Oh, look at
smaller
that.
stones, but yeah, there's 10 of them down there.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So it's like, what the fuck? And then nearby we
Mhm.
have I'll show you another one. Uh Aztalan. It's like 30 minutes away from Madison. That's another
Mhm.
place that's very mysterious because the natives in the area said that these people came from afar. They dress differently. Some practice elongating skulls. And yeah, it's very weird. They actually waged war with other Indians and kind of kept to themselves. And they built this gigantic, they built 2 pyramids, land pyramids. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this other picture. Where is it? Oh, fuck it. I want to show you the pyramids. So they're gigantic. Like you can see the people down there. Like how tiny
Wow,
they
look
are,
at that.
right? And in fact, they call it Aztlan because they thought the Aztec were the ones that came from South America and set up shop here.
Hmm.
And
That's interesting.
and then interesting. So this is they call it the Pyramid of the Sun, and then they have the
Hmm.
Pyramid of the Moon. It's a one staircase pyramid. And
And
yeah, they
where's
did.
this at?
This is in Wisconsin, Aztalan State
Aston.
Park. Yeah,
Okay.
and it's near Lake Mills. And so they have
Wow.
this fresh water and food right behind them, so it's perfect kind of setup. But they built this gigantic wooden wall. They actually replaced the logs after a while, obviously, because they rot out and stuff. But
Hmm.
there's a museum of things they dug up all in here, and they still do
Hmm.
digs. The UW takes students here and do digs, and still dig up
Wow.
bones and pottery and other stuff. But the cool thing is that little museum that throughout the years of digging of what they found, like mammoth bones and other crazy shit, they have this princess they worshipped. That when she died, they had some of the tribemen go all the way to the Atlantic Ocean to get some shells to be buried with her, and she's
Oh
buried with
my
all these like
gosh.
shells from the ocean, and they're not near no ocean.
No, they're not.
Yeah, so it
She
says,
must have been loved.
yeah, right. And then the most mysterious part about Aztalan, they just disappeared out of thin air. They just dropped everything with no sign of sickness or war. And the fact that they had fresh water and food supply,
Yeah,
like there's no
like
reason.
right
There's
there.
no reason.
Mm-mm.
Oh, another thing too, I forgot to mention before they disappeared, they practiced cannibalism.
Oh,
Ugh, such
oh,
an American thing to do.
yeah. Were they Epstein related? No,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
kidding.
These Epstein files.
They're in the Epstein files.
They might be. They came from afar. Um,
Wow,
but no, it
that's so
just yeah,
cool.
isn't that cool? Just yeah, Wisconsin's got some very mysterious shit here, and the fact that's why we think that the UFO sightings may be hotspot. We have the Michigan Triangle, too, where
Mm,
boats and airplanes and people be missing out of thin air. So it's like,
yeah.
tell me.
Lake Michigan is brutal.
Oh yeah, oh
That's
yeah,
that's a brutal lake.
it is. It kill you.
Mm-hmm.
It
100%.
is cool that it
Absolutely.
looks like an ocean though.
It does. It does. In fact, I went to college at Concordia University in
Mm,
Mequon,
mm.
and there would be times I would arrive in the morning and come out 2 hours later, and my car would be a solid sheet of ice because the lake effect. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
I can't even get in my car. I'm like having a lighter, and
Oh, how long did that take? How
oh
lighter?
my
The,
God.
the ice is like this thick.
Exactly. And then whoever got in their car first would allow others in with the
Oh,
heat
that's cool.
until they get out. And, and so we
Sure,
would
sure,
all
sure.
stay there until everybody, got in. But
Hmm.
that was incredible. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's really insane that, and I'm wondering if there's things like that, like the pyramids in other locations that people
Oh
have
yeah.
not found, like,
Oh yeah.
in
Definitely.
land, because people talk about Stonehenge and
Yes.
other henges around England, and then they just recently found a henge that predates Stonehenge by 1,000+ years under the water.
Oh yeah.
And this was way north near Scotland. And I don't know where exactly it was, but it's like, what else is out there that
Oh
we
sure.
don't know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think, I don't know if anybody really wants to go diving in Lake Michigan to find that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but you know,
Yeah. Yeah. No, even this weird. I think aliens have bases down in the bottom of the ocean. That's the perfect spot to be, and
a
doing your own
hundred
experiments.
percent.
That's why probably half those fishes came out of like test tubes.
Yes. All
Aliens, like,
those
they look
spears.
alien to me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
all
They
those
lived
spears
with us 1,000
down
years.
there. Because, you got to figure those fish down there are weird. They
Yeah.
look strange.
Well, even like scientists talk about the octopus being
Yep.
panspermia. They came
Yeah.
from an asteroid millions of years ago because they don't have any ancestors, really. You know,
No.
they don't have any fossil records.
Mm-mm.
It's
They're
and then
cute as
they're
buttons, though.
yeah, they're cute and they're smart as fuck. They can
Yes.
figure out anything. They can squeeze through anything.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It is. They're so cool. I love to watch them and to even watch like documentaries about them because
Yeah,
some of them, they can get, they can have an attitude. Like
yeah.
they can be angry
Well, they
and
even talk about
pushy.
the Kraken. That was a kind of another cryptic thing. But
Yep.
sailors talked and swear they saw shit, and their ship went
Yeah.
down with these fucking tentacles coming.
Yeah. And it's like, well, to think about it, the giant octopus or the giant squid
Squid. Yeah,
was just found recently, and when I say recently, within the last 50 years, because it's been around forever.
oh yeah.
And now
Well, it's
and
like this. Yeah, like the
it
coelacanth.
was yeah. So they're like at one point it was a cryptid
Yeah,
until it was found and documented.
yeah, yeah.
And I know Adam Davis, he got called one time going, "Hey, can you investigate this lake in somewhere in Northern Europe?" And he goes, "Yeah, because they had a cryptid." Well, he found the cryptid, and it was just a new
Huh,
species of fish that they had not recorded yet.
huh,
And so that cryptid turned into an actual
hmm.
animal. It was a fish. So it was, it's just we just have to take the time to record it and understand things and
Yeah,
do our due diligence. But I
yeah,
know that the government already knows about Bigfoot. They've already studied it. They already know all about it. And they're just hiding it, just like they have with the UFOs. They have been hiding files for decades. And
yeah.
now all of a sudden, now it's all being released. They're going to do the same thing with the Bigfoot.
And more whistleblowers in the government, more military guys speaking
Yep,
out. That's what it takes.
absolutely.
Yeah. And I think
Absolutely.
it's a slow drip of disclosure. I mean, I know they
Yeah.
want to like just pour it all out, but like, I think there's a big warning with the religious folk are like, our people are gonna go real crazy. We're gonna have like explain all this shit, or you're like being lied to, false gods that we, put in play for humans. Because humans wrote the goddamn Bibles and all that shit. Like,
Exactly.
if anything, they're just a collective of UFO incidences. Because they're all talking about flying chariots. And then
Mhm. I
fucking
mean,
and in the book of Ezekiel, that one tells it all right there. And that was taken out of the Bible. That just shows that they can't handle and
mm-mm.
fathom that the fallen angels were the ones giving us knowledge and shit.
Well, the thing is, the Bible is probably one of the most paranormal books you will ever
Yeah,
read.
it is because it's a collective of UFO experiences. Because
Yeah.
a lot of them are viewed by thousands or hundreds of people.
Mhm.
That's why it got to be in the
Right.
book. It's not
Right.
like some crazy guy
Right.
like John Smith is like, "Hey, so I was talking to God in a bush, reading some
Right.
golden plates. And now I have my guy write it down while I look at it do a hat and read it out loud. The fuck?
Yeah. What?
But it has millions of followers. That's what it's so crazy. Or cult
Yeah.
leaders. Is that easy to be a cult leader? I should be one.
Well, I mean, how many times do they mention giants in the
Yeah,
Bible?
and tons. Yeah.
A ton of times.
Hmm.
And we have actually started to unearth giant skulls,
Yes. Even the
giant
I don't know if you know
bones.
the Navajo actually have big stories about, or actually have true stories about the giant hunters. So they kind of
Mm,
dress themselves up like the astronauts or the Kachina. You know what I'm saying? They hunt these giants, these giant spears. And there's two brothers apparently were the popular ones that were slaying giants.
mm.
But no, that's again interesting that it
Yeah.
was kind of a fight maybe for territory or for food or just
Mhm.
like it is a broken. I mean, it is like looking at this guy is gonna a demigod because his dad was an or his mother
Yeah.
was a an
Yeah.
angel or
Yeah. Something.
extraterrestrial in my eyes. But no,
Yes.
it makes sense too how much extraterrestrials are like us. Because if these extraterrestrials found the women here absolutely gorgeous and they had to stick the dick in there, I I don't blame them.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So
Exactly. I mean, there's so many things that are in the Bible that direct back to what we're studying right now.
yeah, it's amazing. In all
And
different holy books too, like ancient India.
yes,
Oh, it's
yeah,
another great one, right?
yeah.
And
So
if you talk to a person from India and talk about their gods, they actually think they're flesh and blood beings. That's
I
another
know.
best part about it. And there's like 200 of them. They have blue skin, they have multiple arms, different talents and different things, but they can only travel with a fucking vehicle called the Vimana. So it's like, and then when the gods left, all the people in India started building their temples and the shapes of Vimana, the cargo
Right.
cult. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry.
So we are surrounded
You were surrounded. It's
by
insane.
remnants and by what has happened in the past.
Yes.
And for anybody to say no, that never happened, I'm like, first of all, you need to read your Bible closer.
Yeah.
Second of all, you need to take a look around.
Yeah.
Just take a look
Take a look.
and explore outside of, your daily trip to Walmart or taking the kids to school because it's out there.
Yeah. And I hate that when we look at ancient Egypt and the hieroglyphs talk about all these multiple gods helping man, go further in life,
Mhm.
obviously. I'm not saying the gods made the pyramids, but they were there side by side with the humans while these pyramids were being made and maybe given the tools to do so. Because when you look at
Mhm.
the ancient toolbox of the Egyptians, it's fucking dental floss and chicken bones. And you're like, what the fuck? And I'm
Well,
sorry, what healthy slave are you whipping on the back to drag 80-ton boulders 20 miles away
right.
from the quarry? Are you kidding me? Why can't we just build the pyramids right by the damn quarry if we need to?
Yeah, and it's like, how did that happen? And people are trying to
Yeah.
put like,
But it's just sad that
hypotheses around.
they give the credit to the gods on the walls, and we take that as mythology. That's just so gnarly to me. It's
Yeah.
just like,
But
oh
what I
man,
think is funny is that you have pyramids all throughout the world,
all, all, yeah, it's a
and
stamp on every
there are
continent.
very similar pictures that are
Yes,
portrayed on these walls.
yes,
People in Egypt did not talk to the people in Central America or South America.
right,
You have pyramids all over, and they all are very similar. So it's
yes,
like, that's not by coincidence.
no,
That's not by coincidence at all.
no, no.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly.
Mm-hmm. Very, very. And my goal is to continue to go out and investigate and to figure out what more is out there. Because I mean, Lord knows, we filmed in November, and I'm going, and I actually, after filming, I just sat there going, I now have seen things that I never thought I would see or experience. And now that leads me to what else is out there? What else are we going to do? And how are we going to figure this out? Which is really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. No, I think it takes people like you and others just to get the feet on the ground and look for
Hmm.
yourself and get the experience. Because it's one thing to be on the computer and just researching it yourself at
Hmm.
home and stuff like that, and like you don't really get a good feel. Maybe you get the knowledge, but like you got to get there and like feel what is to look for and talk to other experiencers who do the same thing. And
Right.
you know, just
Yeah.
yeah, just keep doing it. I love that's another thing too. I love promoting people like yourself and
Thank you.
using my podcast as a podium for you and just spill your guts. Feel free to
Yes.
say what you want. Again, I love how us are making a names for ourselves, and I like how
Yeah.
we have people that live vicariously through us. It's kind
Hmm.
of fun because I've been told that a lot. Like, I watch you from a distance, bro. Like, I like what you do, man. It's like it's so cool that you, especially with the AI. Like, I've been going like it takes it takes a while to make those videos. Like, it takes a few hours
Hmm.
just to get it lined up.
Yeah.
So I want to make it like a movie that doesn't have any words. And it kind of like how ours turned out. Just
Yeah.
like it had like a story to it, you know?
It's so cool.
Especially
I
at the very
love
end
it.
with the light coming on you, like you're getting
Yeah.
abducted
Like,
like the alien.
I was like, damn, that's good.
It's tight.
I'm like, ooh, and I look good too. I was like,
You do,
okay.
yeah. I think you're wearing the same shirt in the video.
Yeah, I think I am. So,
That's great.
one thing I was gonna say something I totally forgot now, but I definitely want to continue going out there. But for those that are like people that are curious about it, I mean, it's okay to sit and understand and read and
Yeah,
do all the leg, not the legwork, but the actual computer work and looking at things. But get out there,
get
go
out
out in
there.
the forest, figure it out, what where you're gonna go, and then go, okay. And you 9 times out of 10, you may not find anything.
No.
You know what?
But you're there with the people who do
Yeah,
believe and have the same
right,
charisma to do like get out there and actually
right.
do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just one thing like we're out there and just playing on our
Yeah,
phones or something, but you're actually
right.
have expensive, awesome equipment that you're
Yeah,
actually and you're filming for yourself and for your entertainment stuff
yeah.
purposes too. And I think you're great at it. I think you're such a
Thank
great
you.
personality. That's what
Thank you.
I
Thank
haven't
you.
really it's shown through your Facebook how cool you were. I was like, damn, look at her.
Thank
Look at
you.
that beautiful smile. She's just, man, it's just in
Oh,
that
you're
game. I was
so
like, look at
kind.
you. Yeah, look at
Well,
yourself.
I also think part of the technique of going out and doing an investigation, I know a lot of investigators go with guns,
Sure,
they go out there aggressive.
sure.
You're not going to find anything. In my
Yeah,
opinion, that is going to make everything just go silent.
yeah,
And I've seen it. I've actually witnessed it several times where you go in with big guns and whatever, and it goes silent. Nothing happens.
yeah.
And if you
Because
go
they've been
in,
watching from a distance. That's not enough.
yeah, they know. If you go in vulnerable and you're not wearing camo and you're not all, geared up, and you
Yeah.
go in going, okay, and I go in regular dressed, jeans and some hiking boots and a shirt. I'll have my bear spray with me. That's all I carry. And I'm like, okay, what do you got? And then as soon as we do that, that's when we get action. That's when we get the whistles, the calls, the whoops.
Oh,
We get portals opening. We see a Bigfoot. We see orbs. We see all this stuff because they're not afraid.
huh.
That's when you see stuff. So I know a friend of mine in Florida. He went in to investigate, looking like an army guy, geared up,
Right.
and it got aggressive. Like he was chased out. And so the next time he went in plain clothes, not geared up, and it was a total calm, really cool atmosphere where he had good interactions, and that's where he stayed. He's like, okay, I got it. I got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, because they're smart enough to like avoid the government.
I know,
And
and I
maybe they
think,
know about them. That's the thing too.
yeah,
Like they
the
probably have.
government knows.
Maybe
I
in the
mean,
Epstein files.
yeah, they are in the Epstein files.
Yeah, I bet. Shit. Oh
So yeah,
man.
it's the government knows.
Yeah,
All of them.
definitely. Yeah.
They're just not saying anything, just like they didn't say anything with UFOs for decades. They're not going to
Sure.
say
Or
anything
you
for
know
about.
what? Maybe more we do find out about the UFOs, it might be a good twist into the Bigfoot
Hmm.
situation where, okay, yeah, these
Yeah,
UFOs are dropping these dudes off, or the fact that the orbs too,
Yeah.
and the fact that yeah, just something going on. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew. Let me get back to Iceland because I have
Oh, I'm sorry.
a
Yeah.
friend. No, it's Iceland is I just want to talk about this interdimensional people that the more than half of Iceland believe that they live side by side with these interdimensional humans, and the government does take it seriously too. Because I interview a woman that is from Iceland, and she's like
Hmm.
total. She's very traditional. She got like her face is tattooed with traditional Viking tattoos, and like
Oh,
she's
wow.
yeah, she's awesome. Her name's Rona. And she's been on my show a handful of times because I just love her energy and she's so fun and she's just so interesting and she knows so much history about Iceland of like all the mythical stuff, or it's not mythical in her eyes, it's flesh and blood things that come out. Anyways,
Hmm.
you can't build roads, you can't move rocks or anything else, do big projects on the island without gaining the permission of the elves first. So somebody in the government goes to these people. I don't know if they take a bottle and a note and throw it near the cove. You know what I'm saying? Or they have somebody face to face or a table saying, "Hey, we need to do this." People who were the doubters or the ones that didn't believe, people have died who try to move rocks or build roads. People got
Hmm.
sick, machinery would break and like be busted overnight, like just snap in half and shit. Like, and then the stuff would get moved back. You know, it's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? So that's why
That
another reason.
sound
No, seriously, look
that
into
sounds
Iceland with the shit. I'm not shitting you. And even they
yeah.
warn tourists not to throw rocks in Iceland because you might hit an interdimensional being and they'll tie you up to a tree and throw rocks at you. It's like,
Yeah. You know what that sounds like is the
what?
Menahunis in Hawaii.
Oh,
The
okay.
same thing. You know,
Yeah.
you can't move any rocks. You can't do
No.
anything without the men. If the
Oh, yeah,
Menahunis
they're
get
giants too, aren't
angry,
they?
they're small.
Oh, they're
They're
small.
not
Okay.
giants. They're small.
Okay.
And I'm going, and it is serious.
It's serious. Yep.
And
Yep.
it's like I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. You know, because in reality, you have these interdimensional beings
Yep.
again throughout the world, and they're prominent in like these islands or like Iceland or like other areas, even I believe in Australia.
Yeah.
But and you've got to be very respectful. You've got to be very kind and
Yes. And
very
then
and honor the
and the
land.
people, yes, and as I say, people in Iceland do care so much about the land and everything else. They
Mhm.
respect it so much. She was telling me too, there are ancient and modern day physical relationships with the elf people and the locals. So much so where they'll have sexual relationships and just disappear into their world
Oh my gosh.
and never really come back because I can imagine it's more way beautiful and more peaceful when,
I'm sure.
you know what I'm saying? And you're fucking
I'm
this
sure.
demigod thing. You know, it's like what?
You know, it's
When I
like,
was
I
hearing that, I
wonder
was
if
like,
they
what?
have powers. Like, hey, can
Yeah.
you like knock 10 pounds off of me and, make me a little
Yeah.
taller? You know,
Get some little pointy ears,
you know, can I do this? Can I do that?
Yeah.
You
No, she was
know,
describing these. When you think of elves, you think of these tiny things or really kind of corny looking creatures. No, she was telling me they look just like the Lord of the Rings elves. Like they have the long hair, blue eyes, some of them, and like just really clean cut. Just move with grace. I don't.
wow.
I don't know, but just to hear the description where I could see locals falling in love with one that might be attractive, and then it makes it kind of the fallen angel type thing, where it's like
Hmm.
these interdimensional beings, or maybe we're not too much far apart from each other, of like, especially when it comes to mating and whatnot, because especially when that Bigfoot thought it would be a good idea to have that dude mate with his girls. Like, what the fuck?
Listen, we come on in. Come on, we're gonna see what happens here.
Yeah, Jesus,
we
I want
have
to
bets.
watch. That's the
We have
Bigfoot.
bets going on of what's gonna
Yeah,
happen next.
yeah. Oh man,
That's too funny.
that is crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then, you get also one thing that happened to us is the metal sounds in the forest.
Oh, what's that like?
So
Like
we
machinery?
like you'll hear like a metal door slam
Oh, that's weird.
or like metal on metal like clang,
Whoa,
or
yeah.
like something like
In the
that.
middle
And
of the
I'm going,
woods, that's weird.
in the middle of the forest, there's nothing around.
Yeah.
So we did an investigation one night and we went out there and just sat there, just sat, did absolutely nothing but sit there. And then all of a sudden we hear metal on metal, bam, 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 like a knock. And I'm going, okay, let's not freak out about this. It could be anything. Let's just just wait. About 2, 3 minutes later, it happened again, but closer. And then it happened again, and it was right at the edge of the forest. And we're having our therms out, nothing's there. And about 5 minutes later, this flash of white light. I mean, it was blinding, and it flashed really quick. And we're like, what was that? And then these little fairy lights showed up, and they were moving around us, watching us. And then they just vanished.
Whoa.
It was very bizarre. And we have reports that this happens quite often. And people seem to believe it is a portal opening and closing, allowing creatures in through a different dimension.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have not seen anything other than that flash of white light and the little fairy lights. But we did do an experiment because we saw fairy lights and orbs every night out there.
Mm.
And I'm going, is this normal? And they're like, no, this is not normal at all. So I was like, well, if they're an intelligent creature, which there's intelligence behind it or within it, let's see what happens when we entertain them. So we started dancing and singing and laughing and telling jokes. Well, every time we did that, they would come in closer.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we were quiet, they just move away because they almost got bored. So that was a really cool experiment.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
Yeah.
And it's like, remember, you have you ever heard of the pug wedgies? Here,
What is it?
Pug wedgie? Am I saying
No.
it? I hope I'm saying it right. Pug wedgie? I don't know. It's a little Native American cryptic that it's kind of like a.
Wait, I'm
It's
looking
kind
it
of
up.
like a yeah. Pug wedgie? Pug wedgie. I don't know. It's like this like spiky. It's like a porcupine goblin thing.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Okay. So I am saying the word right.
Puckwudgie?
Pug wedgie.
Puckwudgie.
Pug wedgie. Okay.
Puckwudgie.
I am saying it right. So there's a native tribe that like that's their like logo. It's their like god that they
Yeah. It looks
interact
like
with.
Lenape, the
Yeah.
Lenape folklore
Yeah.
of little wild men of the forest.
Yeah. Yeah. When I heard about that, I was like, what? That's interesting,
Yeah.
right?
Well, we were out on an investigation one time, again in the LBL, and one of the ladies who had a therm that she was recording on, she goes, I just caught something on here that I don't know what it is. And she goes, it looked like either a gnome or a witch's hat
Yeah.
floating along the forest floor. We're like, so we got
Yeah.
back to base camp. She went and grabbed her laptop and she downloaded it. The next day we looked at it and it looks like
I
a
know.
witch's hat
A witch's hat.
floating. And I'm going, what is
That's
that? Nobody knows what it is.
uh,
It was just the
was it
weirdest
black?
thing. It
Was
was,
it
well, in the therm, it was black because that's what the setting she had it on.
okay?
So it was black and it just floated and then just disappeared.
Huh. That's
And there wasn't
weird.
like it
Yeah.
was stepping. It was a float.
Float.
There was
Yeah.
nothing underneath it.
Huh. That's super interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
No. It makes you again. Earth is the Disneyland of the galaxy. I'll
it
say it every
is.
fucking time.
Yep.
There's again, it makes me feel like this is a human zoo in a sense, where it's like they just throw some shit at us all the time. Just kind of like,
Yeah.
for their
Let's just
entertainment and
let's just
war
fuck
and
with him
zoo
a
and
little
all
bit
this shit.
today.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna
Cool.
have a Bigfoot sighting. There you are. Make national news. Okay.
Yeah. You'd probably be amazing. You'd be the one to bring in the body of Bigfoot,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
I wouldn't want to kill him because I'm not into that. I
No,
would
no,
not
no.
ever want to harm
Maybe if
anything.
one
And if I
died
could find one
naturally.
dead, I'd be like, got it.
Right.
Found him.
Right. But it makes you wonder too if like there must be a tight knit group to if one falls, they get rid of the body immediately, and they know
Mhm.
how, or they take it
They
back
know
to the
how.
dimension. Because then, why aren't we digging up bones of Bigfoot or finding fresh ones of Bigfoot? We
We
don't.
haven't found any.
No.
And I mean, I know people say that there are like even mountain lions that go off to die.
Sure.
You
Yep.
still can find those bones.
Yeah. Eventually. Yeah.
Now, eventually, you're going to find them. Now, they're not the easiest to find. It's not like a deer or a bear or whatever like that, but they can be found.
Again, it just shows that they care for the dead. They mourn,
Hmm.
probably, obviously, and then
Yep.
they cover their tracks because they know, especially if they known from the dawn of time that these aliens were picking them off for whatever reasons they don't
Yeah.
even know. That's why they hide. They're
Yeah.
the best hiders now. They ain't
Hide
gonna
and
leave a
seek
trace. They ain't
champion.
gonna leave the dead body behind. Not for some alien to take in.
Uh-uh.
No,
No way.
even with aliens too. They just
Yeah.
there's tons of crash uh, happening here
Hmm.
in the world, and people, the government or themselves, retrieve it
Yeah.
fast. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, and to your point, I truly believe that there are bases at the bottom of the ocean. I also believe that there are bases deep within our mountains,
Yep.
far, far under all the rock, someplace that, we can't get to.
Yeah.
So they're very well hidden and protected.
I was gonna show you. There's one case I love to share, and Colonel Wendell Stevens wrote this book uh, with Brett Elders too.
Very
I got the
nice.
honors to get Brett Elders on the podcast. I couldn't believe it.
Oh,
So
very cool.
yeah, very awesome. She worked on the Billy Meyer case in Switzerland and all that. But anyways, this guy is from Holland, and his name is Stefan Dundarity. Maybe you can see the name. I might not pronounce it right.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's a millionaire at the time, and he was inventing new things, and anyways, he's really well off in money and stuff. So he had this awesome sailboat with him and his family that went to go, and it was like his two sons and daughter and his wife, and they were on the I don't know what that bay is out in the ocean there. Um, I forgot what it's called, but anyways, they're out in the water in the clear channel, and he hits something in the water, and he looks over the rails, and he sees a body floating face down. And his first reaction was like, "Oh my God!" He dives over the rails and dives in to grab the body, and he knows his body was in this suit, uh, from head to toe. He had this round helmet, and he couldn't see inside because there was a dim, shining blue light coming through his
Mm.
face, where his face would be. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" He pulls him up on the board, and his family's all looking around. This thing must have been knocked out because the boat hit him, and
Oh,
this UFO comes rising out of the water, and it's just the top of the UFO, and this door opens up like a elevator, or just kind of like up from the top.
yeah.
And there's another guy in a suit, just the one he just dragged up on board, and the family and him were all freaking the fuck out, screaming and crying on the other side
Oh
of the
my
boat.
God.
While this other one comes up and picks up his unconscious friend up, and he gestured, thank you to the family. But they're still screaming and fucking.
Yeah,
And
like
then the
it's
UFO goes back
okay.
the water goes. Sorry, the UFO goes underwater again. And they stayed there overnight because they were so freaked out and trying to comprehend the senses of what just happened. And
Right.
in the morning, the UFO popped up again and it opened his door, and another creature came out with the same helmet, tell him to come on board. And he's like, "I want to thank you again." Again, he had enough guts to do it, and we're interacting with these kind of looks like a horse face,
Wow.
very muscular, bony, but spoke his language telepathically, and he had what they described in the book, what this extraterrestrial was holding was like an iPad. So
Mm.
he was asking the dude, he's like, "You can ask us any questions you want," and he just started blaring like, "Oh, I think he asked underneath everything underneath the sun." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
You
sure.
know, he just wanted to know where they came from, how their home planet was. So every time he asked a question, it showed up on the iPad, right? So
Wow.
he was interacting with other ones, And that's the only physical contact that he had. After that, they just dropped him back off to his family. I couldn't imagine what the family was thinking. Holy fuck, what the fuck is
Like,
happening there?
are
Yeah,
they
is
like
it coming
carving
back?
him up for dinner or
Yeah,
what? You
right.
know? Oh
Exactly.
my
And
gosh.
being kind of very, he said even the teeth were very just blocked, just kind of like, just one solid piece almost on both
Oh,
on one side. I don't know how to explain
okay.
it. Um, their eyes were kind of like diamonds,
Mm,
yellow pupils, or just where our whites would be, would it be yellow with the
oh,
black diamond.
okay.
Yeah. And then,
Wow.
yeah, he would have communication with them from afar. So every time,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know if it was once a week, I don't know how many times, but he would get a cold sensation on his head where he would know to go to the office, and he would just fucking start typing things that are just being beamed to his head. And he's like, and yeah, that's
Wow.
why this thick ass book has like a lot of the stuff that he transmitted to, and yeah, again, they showed like the inside of his ships. He's an artist too, so it could kind of help to. He talks about there's the boat with the UFO blasting off. Yeah. No,
That's
if you can get
incredible.
your hands on this book, it's
I absolutely will.
yeah,
That is going to be a great read.
yeah, it is a great read. It's amazing because another reason I believe his story
Hmm.
is he's a millionaire. No
Right.
reason for fame
No, there's
whatsoever.
no reason for
No.
him to even
And then he
say
had
this.
his wife and kids seeing it too.
Yeah, you got a
Yeah.
whole family going,
Yeah.
it's real.
Exactly. It's real.
And I'm
And the
sure like some of his family are probably like, I wish that never happened.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's very interesting. Again, the fact of it's not like these extraterrestrials were looking at them as a target. Like it was just an accident that happened. He saved his friend, and I think the extraterrestrials noticed that, like this
Yeah.
goodwill of a person that destruct a thing that
I was like,
you know,
oh, that's so
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you.
Or the fact that he could have looked at that thing, he's like, "What the fuck is that? I ain't picking that up."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But he jumped in
Yeah, it's
to
his first
rescue.
reaction. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's
And
just
like,
saw
I
in the
need
body.
to, yeah.
Yeah. But it was
Oh,
amazing. Maybe it didn't scare him right away, too. I seen it, a horse face thing in the water. The thing that had a round helmet with a blue shining light through it. It was just maybe more astonishing. It's like, what is this astronaut thing in the water?
yeah.
Um, yeah,
Wow.
no,
That's
I love that
incredible.
story. It's very, very cool. But yeah, Stefan Dundarity. He's from
I'm gonna
Holland.
have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to get that book. That looks like an amazing read because that's something that I am so interested in to hear
Yeah,
these encounters, these experiences that people have because, and that's one of the reasons why I love going to conferences
yeah,
is because you get to hear what somebody's experience was. And
yes,
I'll never forget this. I spoke at a conference in West Palm Beach, and I'm always the one going, tell your story. It's okay because what you experience, somebody else in Virginia or somebody else in Iowa may
sure.
be experiencing. And now we have a connection, which is now evidence.
Yeah,
So, and I talk about that a little bit, and I talk about, supporting the tribe because we're in a tribe
yeah, yeah,
of like-minded people,
yeah,
like-minded believers, and
yeah,
that we go out and search for the truth
yeah.
and understanding what it is. And this woman said, I want to tell you, I have a Bigfoot family living in the forest behind my house.
Oh,
And she goes, they have been living there the whole time. We do like they do gifting in
yeah.
the back of their property. And she goes, just recently, they left fingerprints on her door.
Huh. Well, that's
Yeah. And
insane.
she goes, this is the first time I'm telling my story. She
Oh,
goes,
that's
I haven't
cool.
told anybody.
You
And
should
I'm
feel
like,
comfortable with
thank you.
you. That's
Yeah. And I'm
awesome.
like, thank you. And it's really now we know. Now we have evidence in Fort Myers,
Yeah,
and so that's such a cool place.
that's
That's,
super cool.
it's such a cool vibe. And that night we went out to do an investigation and we had another panther, a Florida panther
Jesus,
experience.
they
There's a
like
ton of them
you.
back. Oh,
They
they
like
love
you.
me. I
Jesus,
they
I don't
and
blame
I
them.
was just you're
Jesus,
so kind.
it's like
We were out there and they were like, "Hey, girl,"
what
and
up?
but we this time we were walking and we basically interrupted its sleep time. It was in like this really tall brush. And so Marie Dumont of Mid Florida Bigfoot researchers walked over and she goes, "There's something right here." And I walked over with my therm and it stood up. And
Oh
we're
man.
like, oh God. So she grabbed, Cheryl was with us, and she grabbed Cheryl. She goes, "Go." And we start moving, and I'm backing up with my bear spray and a stick. And so it's now paralleling us out of the forest.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, keep going. Don't run, but just keep going. And then all of a sudden it turned and charged us.
Oh,
I had to use my bear spray,
did
but
you
it
really?
didn't get hurt, anything like that, because I don't want to hurt anything. But
Sure.
it startled it enough. It stopped and did not follow us.
Sure.
So I
Probably got
was
the
like,
scent of you
yeah, I
didn't
was like,
spray
all
into
right.
the
Like, okay, I'll stop following you. Okay.
face.
But I mean, we walked into its territory unknowing that it
Sure.
was its territory. So you
Sure.
have to just be real careful in Florida.
Yeah. It's like it was that terrifying audio of that dude who's fucking with uh grizzlies and his wife,
Yes,
him and his
him and his
wife.
wife get consumed,
Oh
and
man.
it was
You
all
hear the bones
recorded.
crushing and shit. It's
Oh
eating him
God.
alive and shit. He's like, eating me alive. Play dead. Play dead. Fuck no. Bitch.
Oh my
My guts come out of my
God.
stomach.
And
Yeah.
you know,
The fact
so
that
many
she stuck
people
around.
warned him,
Oh
and
yeah.
she
Oh my
stuck
God.
around,
She stuck
and she got
around.
eaten too.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't,
Yeah. When you
no,
had the
once you
chance.
see he's done, go, just
Didn't
run.
he say run too? I think he
Yeah,
like even
he
told her to
told
run.
her to run. He told her to get out of there.
Yeah, that's insane. I heard it was like it was supposed to be filmed, but the camera got knocked down, and it was only the audio. That's when the people who found that camera it was all like a bloody ass scene and guts everywhere.
Oh God. And they found the bear.
Mm.
They found the bear that did it.
Yeah, he was
And
probably full as fuck.
oh yeah, it was like I had 2 humans, thanks. It was good.
Yeah.
I'm full. I'm fine.
You won't find me in the Epstein files.
Yeah. I'm not on it, truly.
No, it's like that the Reverend too. I thought that was an impressive story. Remember that it's- what's his how's his name?
Was that with Anthony Hopkins?
No.
Oh,
Um,
that was with Leonardo DiCaprio.
yes,
Was that
Leonardo
him?
DiCaprio.
Yes.
Yes. That true story. That was amazing, right?
Yes.
Holy
That was
Christ.
insane.
He gets ripped
And
apart by a big ass bear, and then some dude kills his son, and he goes on like a crazy vendetta, hundreds of thousands of miles of. I don't know how they found that guy. Like,
I'm
right?
like, and the fact that it's true, but also
Yeah.
the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio went out into the elements to like fully immerse
Oh,
himself in it.
cool. Yeah.
And he did all of that. And he was just like, I'm like, that's insane. But he's a true actor.
Yeah.
He's not a, I don't need all this and I need to fully dive into the character that I am playing. So I do it justice. And that
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for that.
It's kind of like Tropic Thunder with that. He's trying to be that black guy. He does such a great job. It's amazing.
He does. He does. And
Who
I
you
think
call you
that,
people? You
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 know,
people.
but you know what? If that came out today,
Oh yeah,
everybody would be up in
that freak.
arms.
Yeah, blackface, blackface. But he's the
Mhm.
one like this. He said kind of fuck you too at the same time. It's genius. It was so genius.
Yeah.
The fact that you had another real black guy in the movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
And,
it's
and the
like,
other black
can't
guy
you
was
see
looking
it?
at Robert
Uh,
Downey Jr.'s character like, what?
But I love how he was the psychological one that like got so indulged into the film that even like his other ones, like he was like the
Yeah.
priest and like uh I don't know what other ones he played. But yeah, again, this is
Yeah.
really funny.
Yeah. Even Iron Man, what he does for Iron Man. I mean,
Oh,
that's
right. Yes,
amazing.
amazing.
He really dives in.
He's
And
so
he
good.
even said that even before he got accepted for the role, he said to himself every day, I am Iron Man. And he lived like he was Iron Man. And I'm like, that's what you got to do.
like leave Heath Ledger too. He
Mhm.
indulged himself into
Yeah.
insanity when he got into the Joker.
Yes, he really, really did.
Yeah.
He went
Well,
over the top.
you know the guy from A Clockwork Orange, Alex. Same thing happened with Heath Ledger. He like
Hmm.
indulged into the sanity of playing that role of that insane kid. That's I don't know if you've
Yeah,
seen A Clockwork Orange, Stanley
a
Kubrick.
long time ago.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Um, but then also Johnny Depp
Yeah, yeah,
for Pirates
yes,
of the Caribbean,
yes,
Captain Jack Sparrow. He
nailed it.
nailed it, but he's become it.
Yes, the fact that he goes to hospitals for sick kids in that costume, that is
Yes,
sick. That's
that
awesome.
is incredible. I'm like, props to
Yep,
him.
yep, yep. No, that's another thing. It's just so cool that these actors get these roles that stick with them, and like that's you're so imprinted. Like that's you
Hmm.
can only envision when you think of Spider-Man or fucking Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah.
you see their face. It's just like poof, yeah. And
Yep.
for the people who pick these people for the roles too, like that takes another
Oh, I
talent
know.
too. You could be a total fuck up on like who they got for some people,
Yeah.
or but no, I love Ant-Man too. I love
Yeah.
Ant-Man's the
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Yeah. And that's so funny.
It is
I
funny
mean,
as
it's
shit.
like this. You're just waiting. You're just waiting. You're like, that's good. That's
Yeah, it's
good.
good.
And
Yeah.
you could tell there are some things that aren't scripted, but they keep it in. And I'm like,
Yes. Yep.
that's gold.
Yeah.
That's gold.
Yeah. He's dope. No, that was so cool. And I think I'm gonna wrap it up today, but no, it's so awesome having you on. And like, I was so, I was living by curiously. I was like, who is this awesome girl making a name for herself in the paranormal community? And that's so awesome. And I'm so glad. I love to have you back on. Would you be down? I
Absolutely.
think
Oh
you
my
would.
God,
I
yes.
think you would vibe very well with Heidi Pop. You ever heard of her?
No, no.
She's awesome. She just moved back to Wisconsin, and
Ooh.
we hung out. We met through podcasting, but
Hmm.
she's back here, and we hung out for the first time, and it was awesome. And yeah, she's co-hosted with me on my show a few times. Yeah,
Okay.
if you want to look her up, she's really cool.
Yeah,
She had
absolutely.
her own Bigfoot experience, and
Oh,
you and her would click, I think, very,
yes. That
really
would
well.
be
So I
fun to
could set
talk
that
about.
up. I could set that up because I think, yeah, I
Yeah.
just love talking with you. I
Yeah.
could talk for another hour if you wanted to, but it takes so long for editing. But no, I'm so excited to edit this and get it out. I'm gonna try to get it out maybe later today or tomorrow.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah. Can you tell my audience where they can find you?
Absolutely. Well, my name is Natalie Smearman, and you could find me on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Also, you could find me on Relic Films Media, and that is on Facebook and YouTube. And go ahead, subscribe to the YouTube channel of Relic Films Media, and then you get to see all the really cool videos. And also, we have a film that's coming out, The Vanished, that is going to be streaming in the next couple of weeks
Oh,
about unsolved missing person cases. And we just filmed 8 episodes of Beyond the Ordinary talk show. And that's also on YouTube. Some really cool interviews. So that'll be
that's so
good.
dope. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we're here to support that and get that out there to the public because they need to find you.
Yes.
I want people to find it 'cause I love your energy. I love the charisma. That's why I think kind of like
Thanks.
attracts other like-minded people to you. And
Yeah,
again,
that is
it's
so
so
awesome. Well,
cool.
this has been so much fun. Thank you
Was it?
so much. This
Yeah,
was
no
so cool.
problem.
I
That was
love it.
so
I love
dope.
it.
Yeah, can you stay with me for 2 more minutes?
Yeah, absolutely.